Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah, we got 'em, yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange Apollo, bingo bottle, never stop it. To the beast of Eastern Nodal. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite.
Welcome to Bengals and Brews. Greg said, hey, you want to do a show? While I watched the Reds game, I was like, I can do a mock draft. I can always do a mock draft.
Yes, we can. And we have 5-0, man. We don't.
All right. You got to fix your computer.
God, I hate it when this happens. Now?
Yep, that's better.
Anyway, we're dominating 5-0. Verlander has killed us, has always dominated us his entire career. Now he's probably going to go. But you know what? I don't feel too bad for him. Now he can just sweep into Kate Upton when he gets off. So I don't feel too bad for him now.
What a sad life that
Yes, what a very sad life, Dale. Go home hugging your wife, Kate Upton. Oh, it's okay, honey. Oh, it's fine, Katie.
Yeah, mock draft. We're going to do all 32 teams. We're going to put our GM hats on for every team. We're going to put our brains together and pick for them. I think the first one's pretty easy. I think it's going to be Cam Ward. I think the Titans pretty much already decided that.
Yes, it is.
I don't think they're going to go. I mean, they could go with Abdul Carter, we thought before, maybe Travis Hunter.
No, they canceled their visits with both Travis and Shadir. It's Cam Ward.
Yeah, and if you think Cam can be a franchise quarterback, and I think he can be, then it's hard to pass that up when you're picking number one because you hope that you're not picking number one again. So even though they have Will Levis, that obviously has not panned out. That wasn't Callahan's guy. They have a new general manager, so it wasn't his guy either. So I think, they get their guy, they get a quarterback, give Callahan somebody, because he got used to working with Joe Burrow here. So we're going to give him Cam Ward, pick one to the Tennessee Titans, put it on the board.
Here we go.
Now the Browns, this is where you just go, this is when the fun begins already because you've got Schefter saying, well, I think they might be leaning Travis Hunter. Do they go quarterback? Do they surprise everybody and go Shedeur Sanders? I don't think so. It doesn't seem like it.
Hey, as long as it's not Carter, like you were saying, I'm hearing it's Travis Hunter. Please take Travis Hunter, Browns. Please take Travis Hunter.
Yeah, this is where it's like what I would do if I was the Browns. I would take Carter, pair him with Garrett, and just have a nasty pass rush. And I know they had the guy coming on last year, second or third year player. Name's escaping me, but he looked pretty good last year. But at the same point in time, I think Abdul Carter is a special player. He's my number one player in this draft. But Travis Hunter is number two. And I think if he goes to Cleveland, because for me, I said I'd put him at cornerback and then give him snaps at wide receiver. But I think if he goes to Cleveland, he's going to be a wide receiver. I don't know who's throwing him the ball. Kenny Pickett? Is he throwing the ball to himself? But
hey, they have all the faith in Kenny Pickett. By all means, Browns, I believe it too. You guys put all your faith in Pickett. Go for it.
So they're going to give Kenny Pickett a weapon. Is that what we're going with here? This is where we're at now. And I expect, in 2 weeks, you'll have a lot more clarity as the draft.
Well, also keep in mind
closer.
that Alabama quarterback is really rising up, man. I think he's going to go in the first round. I think it's going to be
Milroe.
I really think he will, man. Look what happened with what's his name going to the Broncos last year. You had him as a fourth round guy. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I had a third round grade on Bo Nix, and I still think he's a check down merchant. So I'm not gonna, he went 12th. I knew there was a world where he would go that high. But it's just my grade for him wasn't that high. I think J.J. McCarthy was a fringe first round, second round guy, and he went that high. So, and Penix I thought was probably, second round just because of the injury history and things like that. And he went 8th overall. So you just never know with the draft. And quarterbacks always
get
over.
Reached on. Yeah, quarterbacks, it's a different dimension.
Always.
They're going to get reached on. Andy Dalton, who was taken the second round, if this was today's draft, Dalton probably would have been a top 10 pick. Oh, come on, Reds.
Uh-oh. Great. See, you get also.
There's 2 outs. There's 2 outs. They go double, so we're okay. We're okay. We're still 5-0.
Okay, it's still 5-0, man. You would have thought they hit a grand. Greg, jeez.
What's the old saying from Zombieland? Double tap. you make sure your enemy is dominated. If you turn your head, they're gonna get you.
Well, if you think Tyler Kelly, if you think Travis Hunter will set a franchise back 5 years, I think we can both be happy that's the Browns. But I mean, I feel like they're already set back so many years. You're adding another 5 onto the already set back from Watson that they're still not out of that contract.
Right.
So pick 3. We talked about quarterbacks being reached for. You got the Giants on the board. They've got some good pass rushers. They've got Thibodeau. They traded for Brian Burns last year, but do they consider going Abdul Carter here?
Yeah, with Dexter Lawrence, that'd be a hell of a defensive line right there.
Tet McMillan, they could go receiver. I don't think they'll do that. I think they feel like they have their receiver 1. I could see them going receiver, but second, third round.
Hey, Genty could be intriguing for them. Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, the Giants had a running back, but then again, they have my guy Tyron Tracy. They don't need Genty.
Yeah, and I think Devin Singletary's still there.
Will Campbell, I could see go best tackle available. You can't go wrong with that.
So
There we go.
I think it's like, are they going to take Shador or are they going to take best player? I think that's the biggest conversation here.
That is the biggest conversation. I mean, there could be a trade. I could see Cleveland. Cleveland may be saying, you know what? We take Travis Hunter. We may try to trade up to pair Travis Hunter with Shadir Sanders.
Yeah, and that's part of it, Chris. It's like and it's not just Dable; it's their general manager too. Both of those guys were blessed basically by their owner the way that he phrased it. Like, oh, I'm going to give them 1 more year. Like, so those guys are probably wanting a quarterback. Dable's supposed to be a quarterback guy. So, as much as I think right now nationally it's trending toward Abdul Carter, I think they're going to just at the end of the day say, you know what, we got to get a quarterback. Russell Wilson's not going to lead us. They got Russell and Jameis and, get somebody else in there, get your long-term guy. Let Russ start this year. Let Shador, potentially learn / end up coming in. So I do think they go that route. I don't know how far down he is on this board. I am not as familiar with this one, but mock draft database was not working well when I brought it up. Oh, here we go. I can go to quarterback here. There it is.
Yeah, they could go Shadir Sanders here, Dale, but like you say, they may feel like, we feel good in our quarterbacks we have right now. I don't know. That's a big mystery right there. I mean, but if they went Carter or Graham, oh my gosh, man, pairing him with Lawrence, oh my Lord, buddy.
Yeah, and I think Carter is fully in the conversation, but I'm going to go Sanders here. I know right now people are thinking he could go 9 to the Saints, but I'm just having a hard time seeing them not take a quarterback with their coach and their GM situation. And, I mean, if the owner's not going to let them take Sanders, that just would surprise me. And maybe there's going to be a trade here, or maybe they just take Carter, but I'm putting Shador Sanders on the board.
There we go.
So now we're at 4, and Abdul Carter falls into the lap of the Patriots. I think that's ideal for them. They certainly could use a pass rush. They could use a wide receiver, but Travis Hunter is gone. Do they go Tet McMillan? I don't think they're going that route at 4. They could use offensive linemen. I could see Will Campbell. I could see Armand Membu being in this conversation. Right. But, I mean, I just think
there's no way you can't let Carter slip, man. You pair him with Milton Williams, man, you're building up your D-line. I get what you're saying. They need help on both sides of the trenches. Yeah. Because, they're in a situation we were 3 years ago. Who else won the Super Bowl? They have no offensive line. I totally get that. I get the argument. But, Dale, man, you're passing on a one-dimensional talent here in Abdul Carter, man.
Yeah, I definitely think.
Warning track. Damn.
That's your Reds update. There was a ball hit to the warning track.
Dump truck steer came close.
So we're going to put Carter on the board at 4 to the New England Patriots. Just the talent's too good to pass up there. I think if Carter is off the board and Travis Hunter are off the board in the first 3 picks, I do think in real life, if they're faced with that scenario, because let's say Shador doesn't go in the top 3, then I think the Patriots are most likely to go with Will Campbell or Armand Membu. And it wouldn't surprise me if it's either one of those guys. Yeah,
that would not surprise me. I'm just saying that Carter, I just can't see a scenario, man, where Carter, the way you talk about him, him going, it could happen, though. You never know with the quarterback situation, but still, man, you can't let him pass you like that.
Yeah, and then at 5, the Jaguars, I've got their biggest needs is like defensive tackle and offensive tackle, a wide receiver, corner. They potentially Will Johnson, but I mean, at pick 5, I don't know. The one that everybody's matched up and it's just hard to get off of, I think it's a need, and that's Mason Graham.
Yeah. Yeah, Mason Graham, if I were them, that's what I go right there too. If you're looking at both sides of the trenches, I mean, it could go either way, man. You could go Will Campbell right here if you're them. Protect Trevor or go after the quarterback.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead. I know it's kind of boring so far because this is how you see a lot of these full round mocks, but unless there's a trade, and this is another spot I could see a team trading up, but what are they trading up for unless somebody want Genty that bad and going to trade up for a running back? That would be crazy, but crazy things happen on
that. We all thought the Lions were crazy for taking Gibbs that one year.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We'll put Mason Graham on the board, going 5th overall to the Jaguars. And then at 5 with the Raiders, I've got their needs as wide receiver, corner, running back, and quarterback. But obviously here, are they going to go with a Jackson Dart, a Jalen Milroe at 6 overall? Yeah. I mean, that's a little too rich for me.
Guarantee you they will take Genty. I think he just fits it. I mean, the Raiders like to be very exciting. I could certainly see them taking Genty right here.
Yeah, I'm fine with that being the pick. I like Tet McMillan. I don't know how the league feels about him. I know some people are kind of down on him, but I still think he's a fringe top 10 talent in this draft and wouldn't be a bad pick for them because, I mean, they definitely need some weapons. But with that said, I think Genty, it's crazy, but it's like, hey, it worked out for them last year. People didn't think they were going to take Brock Bowers because they drafted Michael Mayer. But they just said, screw it. This is the best talent on the board. It was farther down in the draft, but they're probably thinking the same thing. Ashton Genty, in our mind, is best player available with what's off the board. So in this case, even though he's a running back, we're just going to take the best player available because we need talent. So Brock Bowers was talent. Ashton Genty is talent. So we're going to put Ashton Genty on the board at pick 6 to the Raiders. So running back off the board. Bengals fans that want Ashton Genty, I'm sorry, you're not getting him.
Yep, tough luck. Now to the Jets. I mean, what don't you take if you're the Jets? Good Lord, that's such a messed up situation.
Yeah, I agree. Pete will definitely like that. Pete Carroll, now that the new coach there.
I totally agree, Ryan.
So the Jets are next. Let's see what I've got for their needs. How the hell did I miss the Jets? Oh, there they are. Offensive tackle, tight end, defensive tackle, edge, quarterback. Once again, another team. I don't see them going Jackson Dart this early. That would be a
tight end. How many times have they drafted a tight end in the last couple of years?
I mean, they haven't. We always talk about them being a team that would have taken Brock Bowers, and they didn't. They passed on him.
Right. So I can't see if he warned. They're going to go. This is where Will Campbell finally gets off the board, right?
I mean, maybe. I don't think that would be a crazy pick, and then they would probably be playing him at tackle. I can't remember the tackle they got last year, but they would feel like they had their bookend tackles. They could be higher on Mimbu. I think some people are higher on him at tackle.
Well, one of those two tackles.
They could take Tet McMillan too and pair him up with Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, they could.
That wouldn't be a crazy pick there for them either. So I'm willing to get the chat's feedback on this one a little bit because I could see Tet, I could see Will Campbell, I could see Tyler Warren, I could see the Jets go several directions here.
Yeah, like as Ryan says, this is like the whoa moment of the draft right here. And yet, this industry says I see the Jets going all the way. Ryan Sparks said, Genty, Geno, and Bowers is solid. Yeah. I can totally see this.
If they're going O-line, I still got Will Campbell just a little bit ahead of Mimbu, but like when we built our Bengals board, I mean, they're like neck and neck. I think they're both.
Chris says Campbell.
Okay. Well, we'll just go Campbell. Will Campbell on the board to the Jets. Probably going to play left tackle for them right away, just like at LSU. And you could say, oh, his arms are a little under 33 or they're 33 at his pro day. Whatever way it is, I think he's a damn good player. So
you know who else had short arms, Dale? Joe Thomas.
There you go. He seemed to do pretty well in his career.
Yeah, just fine, I believe.
Yeah, and this is where I'm at. So Ryan Sparks think edge for the Panthers. It's just a matter of which one at this point. So my needs for them are edge, wide receiver, linebacker. Could be a sneaky place. Jihad Campbell to come off the board. Safety, maybe Malachi Starks. Cornerback, I know they have Horn, but maybe they get Will Johnson and just try to have 2 shutdown corners is their goal.
Yeah.
But I do think edge is a huge need. It's been a need since they traded Brian Burns last year.
Do they take Stewart? Like, Ryan says take Stewart Shimmer off the board.
That's been a guy that I have felt a spot that they could take him, because if you're not sure about the Mike Green off-field stuff and you're picking in the top 10, do you take the swing on, okay, this is a huge upside type of pick? We take Shamar Stewart because he's an athletic freak. He's got great size. He's everything we want.
Oh, no. Second and third with no outs. Come on, Red. Nice score. Now it's 5-1. There goes your shutout.
5-1 is the Red score.
Ron Young said Jalen Walker.
Yeah, he's an intriguing one as well. If they feel like he would be a full-time edge, but he can do either, and they can move him around. I do think Walker would be a good pick there, but I'm leaning towards Stewart. But I could see Jalen Walker. I mean, because some of these people have him in the top 5 on their boards. I'm not quite as high on him, but he's a top 15 player all day long. So even though I'm not as high on Stewart, I could see just a team falling in love with him. They think that he can be Myles Garrett. They're completely ignoring the college production by saying that. But, Hey, let them do it. Let them take him. Let them have to work with him. Shamar Stewart, you are a Carolina Panther at pick 8.
By the way, Stewart, he's visiting Bucks, Dolphins, Colts, Cowboys, Cardinals, and Eagles. So no Bengals visit from what I'm seeing with Stewart. You kind of figure they bring him in kind of like Pierce, but maybe they think he's going to be gone by they pick.
Yeah, and then the Saints, I've got D tackle, wide receiver, corner, edge, offensive tackle, quarterback. I mean, there's several directions they could go. I think this would be a spot for Shedeur potentially if he falls, but I don't think he falls, and he didn't in this scenario, or somebody's going to trade up in front of them potentially on draft day. That's always a possibility. Yeah. So I'm not going to look at quarterback here, but a guy that stands out to me is Tet still being on the board here. I know they have Olave, but I feel like he's one concussion away from never playing football again.
He threw the plate! Bam! Yeah! Kiss my ass. You're out at the plate. Still 5-1. Okay.
Well, bang, bang, play at the plate. The guy is out for the Giants. The Reds.
It was a little dribbler the guy hit almost like a bunt. Yeah, Rob, I know we're winning, but you don't take the foot off the gas pedal, Rob. But you're right. I love you, buddy. Yeah, I got him at the plate. What now? Go ahead, Rick. Sorry, just ignore me.
So Tyler Warren's still on the board. I don't know how they are at tight end. I feel like they brought Foster Moreau back in last year. No, they re-signed Johnson, who was a free agent. So I don't think they'd go tight end, because that could have been a sneaky spot for Tyler Warren. But I think they feel good about their tight end room. I'm going to take Tet. He's
for the Saints. Oh no, wait.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because I mean, you have Chris Olave. You got a bunch of guys, but I think Tet could be an actual number 1 guy. And even Olave, I don't think he's a dominant number 1. And that's not even talking about the concussions and this and that. I mean, I really worry about his long-term playing future in the NFL. So I'm going to give him a receiver. I think Tet's the best receiver in this draft, and that's the way I'm going. Unless Hunter, who we took for the
want to play my alley at the inning. Woohoo! Sir, go ahead.
So Ellie made a good play.
Dude, he jumped up in the air, man. It was like Air Jordan, man. He jumped up. It would look like it was going to go straight in the outfield, and he just jumped up. Oh, my God. Ellie's awesome.
Nolan going to Dustin Crawford super chat says Nolan is going to the Niners. Maybe, I don't know. We'll find out here in a minute. Where they're approaching on our mock draft.
Yeah.
So the Bears, it's another team. I feel like they've done a really good job at filling out their roster overall.
Yes, they have.
I do think they could maybe use another edge rusher, running back. I think potential, but I don't think Marion Hampton is going this high with Genty off the board. But if Genty was here, I could see that. I still think they could use the tackle, actually. And Membu has fallen to 10. So I think in this scenario, it'd be pretty simple for the Bears. I know they've got some guys, and they could probably, they have beefed up the interior of that O-line in free agency and through trades this offseason. but I don't know how comfortable they are. I know they got the right tackle from a couple years ago, but I don't know how comfortable they are with their left tackle. So, I mean, maybe they think he's fine, but if it was me, I would get Membu because I think he's only 20 years old. I think he's got all-pro potential. I think he'd just be an absolute stud. Yeah, I mean, Bears could go Hampton. It's possible. But I'm going to go Membu. But, I mean, like I said, they could be higher on their tackle, and that wouldn't surprise me. I could also see them going edge here in this spot. Edge would make a lot of sense for them. Or Jalen Walker, linebacker / edge, just a nice defensive piece to add to that team. Let's see how far down they have Membu. There he is. They had him at 11th overall. He goes off the board at pick 10.
Here we go.
To the Bears. Now the Niners are on the clock. I got the Niners needing a corner, a D tackle, center, edge, and linebacker. This could be a spot for Will Johnson. He will actually test before his pro day, so that's something to keep an eye on. He's going to at least work out. I don't know if he'll do all the testing, but I saw that recently. D tackle, would they go Walter Nolan, as Dustin mentioned?
No.
Would they go Kenneth Grant? I mean, some people might be that high on Grant. It's possible.
They might. Well, what
but having a need at edge and linebacker, both, they need more pass rush to help Bosa. I think this would be a good spot for Jalen Walker. I think he's worthy of pick 11.
Yeah, I could see that. And that'd be a great place for him to develop, like behind the Bosa. You don't have to rush him in to start. And that'd be another place for Stewart to go to if he falls down to them.
I could also see Jihad Campbell as a
yeah,
place.
My gosh. That would be something for him. I could see Jihad Campbell. But like I say,
because they wanted that linebacker that I thought maybe we'd have some interest in. I'm blanking on the name that went to.
No, I know exactly who you're saying. Like someone gave him like a 2-year deal because we thought it was going to be a prove it deal, but some team came and gave him like a 2-year. I know exactly who the hell you're talking about. You liked him a lot, but yeah, Jihad Campbell, man.
Oh, Dre Greenlaw, right?
Yes, that's
Dre Greenlaw, and he had an injury, so that was kind of the big thing. He had missed like basically all of last season. When he tried to come back, right. He wasn't able to come back, so he basically missed all last season. That was the big.
Could it be Mike Green? Todd Kelly says, I know Mike Green will be a bust. If you want an edge rusher, that's good. You don't draft him. Saley loves pass rushing guys. I could see Mike Green going there. Could you?
Yeah, I think Mike Green's possible. I think Jalen Walker. It's just maybe Walker has a little more clean profile. Hey, they don't seem to be very high on Walker
what
here.
What if it's Mykel Williams?
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. I'd be happy because that means he's off the damn board in real life.
Right. Ryan Kelly pointed this out. What Will Johnson, that could be in play, right?
Yeah, that's one I mentioned. Could be a spot because I mentioned about how he could he's supposed to test, so he might actually build his vet if he tests well or works out well and shows he's healthy. Because, I mean, that was a guy coming in this season, top 5, top 10. I'm going to go Jalen Walker. I just think he's worthy of a top 15 pick.
Yeah, just to give you all Reds update, Ellie just struck out still 5-1 Reds going into the bottom of the 5th.
There you go.
Still doing good.
I think the Cowboys would have been happy if they could have added Genty. I think the Cowboys would be happy if they could have added Tet McMillan. But in this scenario, both guys are off the board. So I have their needs, though, as wide receiver. Would they pair a Matthew Golden or a Luther Burden, who I don't think is going top 15, but I think Matthew Golden is probably the next receiver coming off the board. Mm-hmm. Would they take him, clear at pick 12, to pair with CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah, they like that. What about Tyler Warren?
Well, they've got Ferguson was pretty good for them.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if you get a guy like Warren, maybe double up on. I don't know if they would do that. Yeah, Cowboys. Dustin agrees with me here. Cowboys, I could see grabbing Warren.
Yeah, I also even though Genty's off the board, I think this is another spot where we could see a Marion Hampton. I mean, the guy had over 1,500
really
yards.
I know he's been rising up. Do you think he's going to rise up that quickly?
I do. I think his floor, the lowest spot Hampton goes, unless Genty falls. But I think Hampton will go 20 to the Broncos at the absolute lowest.
Yeah, the Steelers, I know, brought him in for a visit, and I don't want to
Yeah,
see
they
that.
have picked 21, but I think they'd have to trade in front of the Broncos to get him. But I could see the Cowboys just saying, you know what, we'll take a running back here.
Dustin said they could go Banks. I could see them go Kelvin Banks. That'd be a possibility.
Yeah, it would, because I mean, he's a guy. Even if they want to kick him inside, they had Zach Martin that retired that could play guard, but some of their tackles have also struggled. So if your tackles are struggling, well, then you move Banks out to tackle. So I actually like that one quite a bit. I think instead of going running back and maybe a slight reach in our eyes of Amari and Hampton, let's go Kelvin Banks. We'll see where
Kelvin
he's
Banks.
at on this.
Just Reds fans, just so you know, Martinez still in the game, and yeah, he's pitching to Flores right now.
So Bengals fans who had the dream of Kelvin Banks, I'm sorry, but Dustin brought up a good point. That would be a decent spot for him to be a Cowboy.
Yes, it would.
Because he could play guard right away, feel like Zach Martin's spot, but also if their tackles are struggling, you're going to kick him out. Because I think he's got a future as a tackle in the NFL.
And, hey, Longhorn to a Cowboy.
Now the Dolphins. This is where I could see the first safety coming off the board. I think that's one of their big needs.
Please, Dale, no.
I also think defensive tackle. I think offensive tackle. But Banks
especially with Armstead retiring. Who's the best offensive tackle available? Is it Conley or
Josh Simmons potentially? Linebacker. I'm not sure who all they have at linebacker, but I have that down on the list as a need, so I don't know what their depth or if they could use a starter there. Because Jihad Campbell's still on the board too, and I think he would be intriguing.
Matt Walker says he could see Barron going to the Dolphins.
Yeah, I could see them playing Barron at safety. They actually move their guys around, but I could see him being a safety slot, a guy that they just move around in the secondary. That wouldn't surprise me. Him or Malachi Starks, honestly, both stand out quite a bit for me.
Come on, man! Runners on second and third with no outs.
This guy is pissed. Maybe this would be a Tyler Booker spot. People didn't like his testing, but that's not his game. He's a big, nasty dude on the offensive line.
Let's take Martinez out now. Go ahead.
You're fine.
Sorry.
It's a dual show. It's Greg yelling about the Reds and me trying to complete a mock draft.
Will Johnson got drafted already, right?
No.
Oh, no? No? Why are we talking about Barron? They would go Will Johnson here.
I mean, would they though?
Why not?
I mean, they could. I'm not saying they wouldn't, but
they could. This is a top-notch.
I think Barron is more. I think Barron may be more versatile because they could potentially play him at safety.
Yeah, don't help! We got it home! What now? That's twice in a row. We got you guys at home.
So the Reds playing the Giants.
Out. Reds on first and second. How do you like me now?
And we threw a guy out at the plate, is what I'm gathering from Greg's.
He got going at the plate. He didn't think they were going to go to the plate, and Ellie threw it home. Oh, I love you, Ellie. Let's get a double play in this inning, and we're good to go. All right, keep going now. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what route the Dolphins would go. I think Stark's very much in the conversation here. I think Barron's in the conversation. I wouldn't rule out a Will Johnson here. The O-line, I think there was a lot of guys they probably would have liked that are off the board. So Campbell, Mimbu, Banks, with all those guys already being off the board, I think maybe they would go a different direction. I'm going to give him a guy that I think will be a starting safety. I'm going to give him Malachi Starks.
No!
Just to upset Greg more than anything.
Dale, what the hell?
What, Greg? It's possible it happens. And it's also possible we don't even take him.
Stop it.
You're falling in love with one guy.
Dale, buddy of mine was just talking today. We agreed we could trade back and get Starks. What do I know? Maybe I'm wrong. You know more than I do, so that would just No, Dale, it's okay.
So the Colts next on the board. Edge, tight end, D tackle, right guard, running back, linebacker. I could see Jihad Campbell. A lot of people thought maybe they would want to trade for Pratt.
Yeah.
But then, did they pick somebody up? I almost feel like maybe they picked somebody up. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. But a lot of directions they could go. But I have tight end as one of their higher needs. And at what point is
Could it be Colston Loveland?
well, we're Tyler Warren is still on the board.
Oh, Tyler Warren's still on the board. Sorry.
Yeah, we're at pick 14, and I think Tyler Warren on my personal board is like 5th overall. So, with that said, it is a need for the Colts.
Boom! Strikeout.
Give Richardson or whoever a nice, dependable weapon
There
at
you
tight
go.
end like Tyler Warren. So,
Yeah, okay. Give them Tyler Warren.
Falcons, I think. Oh man, do they go pass rush or do they go linebacker? Because I
Would
could
be
see
pass
either
rusher.
one.
Well, Banks, I know, has been mocked to them so many times, but Banks is off the board now, correct, with the Cowboys?
Right. Yeah. This feels like a Mike Green type of spot.
Ah!
still
Oh,
to
come
me.
on, come on. Ah! Ow! Inning over.
Inning over. So the
Inning
Reds
over.
got out of the
5-1
inning.
Reds still.
What inning is it in, Greg?
We're going to the 6th now.
Going to the 6th inning. The Reds are up 5-1, trying to sweep the Giants unless it's a 4-game series.
No,
but
it's
3-game series.
I don't think they do, but please, they probably do, knowing my luck.
I mean, I would say not if they're playing earlier and it's not a night game.
We have a home game this weekend, so it's a business day game. Usually their business day games usually played on the last day, so I think it is. Let me check.
Yeah, this is probably last game of the series, and then the Reds probably have an off day tomorrow, if I had to guess.
No, Dale, I would bet my money you're right now. Schedule.
Yeah, you think Green would set the Falcons back? I think he's a damn good pass rusher. The off-field stuff I can't speak on. I'm not privy
We're
to.
off tomorrow. We play the Pirates this weekend at home. There
you go. So the Reds are trying to complete a sweep. They're in the 6th inning.
Yeah.
And back to the mock draft. I think Mike Green. I'm just going to give him Mike Green. I think they could use pass rush help. Or actually, you know what? Mykel Williams is still on the board. Some people think Mykel Williams is worthy of that pick.
Take Mykel Williams.
Let's take Mykel Williams, right?
Let's do that.
Let's see. Where's he at on here?
I refuse to believe, though, Will Johnson's going to be available there. I just can't see that happen. I know with him not testing, I just refuse to accept that, though.
Cardinals are now on the clock, so we took Mykel Williams for Atlanta. Keep him in Georgia. Keep him right there, a local guy. So maybe they like him. Maybe they know. He was just injured last year, and he's going to be a stud. So they take him.
Westy said we signed a special teams linebacker. Who was the guy we signed? I don't even know who the hell his name is.
I don't remember his name either. It's like Joe Giles something. He has like 3 names. He has like the hyphen name or something. Joe Giles, I don't know. Some shit like that. Who the hell is that guy?
Yeah.
Pick 16, the Cardinals. I could see them taking a right tackle. They currently have Jonah Williams, I think, last year of his deal. I don't know if there's really anybody that stands out here that for them to take there. Could they take a wide receiver to give another weapon for Kyler beyond Marvin Harrison? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a spot for Matthew Golden, Emeka Egbuka potentially. Pair the Ohio State guys back up. That wouldn't surprise me. And also corner. This is where corner, Greg, like you said, I think Barron's on the board, but also Will Johnson. And to me, I still have Will Johnson as the better prospect.
Well,
I know
they've loaded up on defensive backs for the last couple of years. Who was that? Didn't they draft that guy out of Clemson? No, maybe I got him mixed up. No, they love defensive backs, man. I could see them going, dude, especially if Will Johnson's there. I don't see how they say no to Will Johnson.
Yeah, I think Will Johnson makes a lot of sense for them here. Could be the BPA on their board. Pretty much the BPA on my board at this point. So I'm going to go Will Johnson to the Cardinals. And that puts the Cincinnati Bengals on the clock.
Here we go.
17. So with how everything is played out, here's some of the players left on the board. Jadal Barron, so he could play a variety of roles. Could be your slot corner if that's not going to be Dax or Dax not getting healthy. He could end up being an outside corner. We don't know who's going to have contracts after this year between CTB and Dax Hill's 5th-year extension and things like that.
Ball 4, Lux walked on base, no out. Go ahead.
Jihad Campbell, I think, man, I just think he's going to go higher than 17. Even with the
Shop's very high on John Campbell. No, even more than Campbell. I think he said he likes Campbell more. Man, Campbell's very tempting here, Dale. But even Morey, though, man, Shop's really getting me sold on even Morey.
Yeah, I just don't see the fit as good.
I know.
So Dustin's got a question got a question for you guys. I do think if they go DN at 17, they are shopping Trey again. Do you think that is the case? I don't.
No,
but I could be wrong. I think they want Trey, and they may still need an edge because they needed an edge. They needed more pass rush. They have to know they still need a D tackle or an edge.
Yeah. I mean, Dale, Mike Green here. I mean, they visit Mike Green. They visit him as pro day. I don't think they have a top 30 visit that we know of anytime soon, right?
Yeah, that we know of. But Mike Green stands out. I mean, Kenneth Grant, I don't think they go with a bigger guy, but I still really do like Kenneth Grant. I like Ezerico. I just think they would probably go Walter Nolan still on the board, James Pierce, Derek Harmon. So
Tyler Kelly wants us drafting Green. Yeah, so we know.
Yeah, because we
know not to do that. Campbell, West has said, all right, so let's see what the chat says. Wade says Mike Green. West has said Campbell.
Yeah, I want to hear from the chat.
The drafting DE would mean they could look to shop Trey. I mean, Dustin, I get what you're saying. I just don't see that happening, but I get what you're saying, though. Man. I think DL is off the board in the first round, according to Chris. Draft Jihad Campbell, Ryan Young said. I'm not reading that.
Yeah. I think Campbell. I mean, he's arguably the best
let's
player.
go Campbell.
I have Green slightly higher on my board, but once again, my board is just based off of on field because I
don't think we ever taken Campbell in any of our mocks, have we?
We probably have, but I don't know if we have. It's not very often, and he's not even.
I need your help here. Benson's up. You know what to do. Just rip on Benson right now.
Yeah, they already sent that bum to AAA, and he just now came back. He'll probably be sent back to AAA.
Right. He's going to be sent back to AAA, Benson. Come on, Benson. Oh. And all
right. I think Jihad Campbell, because it just seems like Jermaine Pratt really has not been in their plans. He requested a trade. It didn't work out in free agency. A lot of guys got re-signed early, but they brought in this Joe Giles, whatever his name is. I don't know. Some random dude that barely has played in the NFL. They also have Warren Burks, who I think still more of a Keem Davis-Gaither replacement, ideally. So Jihad Campbell makes just a ton of sense. I think he starts assuming he's healthy enough to be out there week one. I think he's a week one starter. If not, maybe it's a couple weeks, but he's starting. And a guy like Warren Burks for only a couple weeks as a starter before Campbell's ready, that's not as bad as expecting him to be a full-time starter. And you're just not going to get a lot of linebackers. And with Starks off the board, Will Johnson just off the board. So Jihad Campbell is our pick for 17.
Let's go. Chapel love this. Runners on first, second with 2 outs. So Benson struck out. He struck out 3 times today, Dale.
Told you he was a bum. The Seattle Seahawks. This is a team. So we haven't taken a guard. A lot of people have linked Donovan Jackson, Gray Zabel. But to me, the best guard in this draft is still Tyler Booker. So I'm just going to straight up give him who I think the best guard in this draft is. So I'm going to give
Fraley
the Seahawks, potentially, if I can find that damn button.
No, wait. Dustin says Jalen Milroe to Seattle. I could see that happening.
Yeah, it would be crazy.
Wait. Kirk Cousins, no. Wait. Sam Darnold, no.
Man, these guys absolutely hate Tyler Booker. They got him at 47th overall.
What?
I still like him. He's going to the Seahawks. I think Gray Zabel, though, could be in play for them as well. I tell you who's not happy about Campbell going off the board, and that's the Buccaneers. Buccaneers would have loved to added Jihad Campbell.
Oh, absolutely.
I think they could use a corner, so Barron's there. I think they could use an edge. Mike Green's there. I mean, I don't even need to scroll down because I think it's one of these two guys that the Buccaneers would take.
Dustin says, let's go, Wild Boys. We need a surprise pick.
Nah,
Why not?
I'm going.
Hey, Fraley.
I'm
How
going
about
Barron.
you actually take not every pitch is going to be a strike, Fraley. Go ahead.
All right, at pick 20, the Broncos. And like I said earlier, I thought if Hampton got to 20, he wouldn't get past 20.
Mhm.
So I think Amarian Hampton would be the pick here for the Denver Broncos at running back.
He didn't go. Good. Go ahead. Yeah.
Now we got them Schittsburg Steelers, Tyler Kelly. If you're still in the chat, let's give you Mike Green. That's what you've been wanting this whole time, right?
Right, Tyler. Since you
Mike.
like trolling the chat, let's give you Mike Green.
They could take a quarterback. Could they take Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe? I think those are possibilities. I really do.
Yeah, no kidding. Man, Verlander, they're still even in the game. This is unbelievable.
Wide receiver, do they take another? I don't think so now with DK there and Pickens, unless they're going to trade Pickens.
Yeah.
But I mean,
here's what Tyler said. Dale, if we go LQB, Love, Dart, and Howard, we might get a third wide receiver, which I love. Who's the Ohio State guy? How do you pronounce his name?
That's Ekbuka. I could see Ekbuka here.
And he also says there's also a chance we take a running back here, which I love. Hampton from North Carolina.
Yeah, he just went at pick 20 to the Broncos. Hampton's off the board.
And he says that Tootin from Virginia Tech is said to be like Najee Harris because of his running style.
Yeah, mean Mike Green. It's destiny. That's what Sindustry says.
3-2 count to Fraley. Good at bat by Fraley right here.
Yeah. So did he say Dart in the first? He would be okay with that?
Hold on. Yeah, he said if we go QB, they love Dart and Howard. He said.
Yeah, and I don't think they take Will Howard in the first.
Bases loaded. Good at bat, Fraley.
But I could definitely see them going Jackson Dart. Wouldn't surprise me.
Don't take Verlander out. He's doing just fine.
Milroe's at the top of the quarterback board per the PFF board here. Dart is behind Riley Leonard, which is insane. But he's still being drafted like 43rd.
Well, Dale, I forget what expert said this. Someone said Howard reminds them of a Josh Allen. I think it was Gruden that said it. John Gruden, I think, may have said that. I think because didn't he have Howard in for his QB thing?
Yeah, he did. I mean, at some point they need to go quarterback. I could also see them going with Kenneth Grant. He would make a lot of sense there. But I'm going to give them Jackson Dart. Unless they're the team who told Jalen Milroe to go to the draft. That would be a pretty wild pick. Chargers. I could see them taking a tight end, a receiver. There's a lot of good ones on the board still with Ekbuka and Matthew Golden, in my opinion. Corner. I don't think a corner necessarily now that Barron's off the board. Edge. I mean, maybe they could take Mike Green here. But I think the one that makes the most sense is Colston Loveland. Giving him the tight end, pair him back up with Harbaugh. I think he would love him, be a good weapon for Herbert. So
Crowley says T from Michigan all day.
And then at 23 is the Packers. They could go wide receiver, edge, center, left tackle. This could be a Josh Simmons from Ohio State pick. Wouldn't surprise me. A Gray Zabel and just figure out his spot on the interior.
You think Zabel's? You think he's a first-round pick, Dale? He's kind of. Is that too early in your opinion, or what do you?
No, I think he's French first rounder.
Okay.
I don't necessarily love him for the Bengals at 17, but I could see him going before.
And Dustin says he thinks Green Bay goes offensive line.
Yeah, if they go offensive line, I think Josh Simmons because, if they needed to play him at guard, they probably could. But I think he could be their left tackle of the future.
And like Dustin says, they always invest in OL. We know it's not going to be receiver. We know that.
All right, so I gave them Josh Simmons, offensive tackle from Ohio State. Vikings are now on the clock. Safety, linebacker, guard, corner. I definitely don't see a linebacker worthy. Booker's off the board, but I could see Zabel. I could see Donovan Jackson being the pick here at guard. I could also this could be a Nick Eman Worry spot here at safety.
All right, bases loaded, 2 outs. We're up 5-1. One wins. The catcher's up with bases loaded. Count is 1 ball, no strikes. New pitcher in for the Giants. Come on, add on to this insurance. Damn. 1-1.
All right. So the Vikings. I mean, they retained one safety. They retained both safeties, actually, but the Harrison Smith isn't getting any younger.
He didn't swing. Good. 2-1.
I have to go to actual safety because I am not seeing.
Come on, wins. Boom, 3-1. Here we go.
I thought maybe you got like a good hit or something. You know, you got.
No, hey, just come on, walk him. All right, counts 3-1 here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. In the 3-1. Ball 4. 6-1.
Walked in a run. All right, I'm taking Nick Emanwari to the Vikings. And now we have the Texans on the clock, and man, they need O-line. They need all the O-line. Still surprised they traded Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. Friedel's up now. Oh, 1-0. I like this pitcher.
So what's the chat thing in here? Which O-lineman?
Yeah, Zabel, Jackson, Dustin says.
Yeah, I'm thinking this could be a Zabel spot. Just get a lineman that has some versatility. I mean, I think they have a couple guys that can play center, but he probably plays guard early for them. I mean, they need a tackle, but the way the board fell, and Josh Simmons especially would have been one I probably would have linked to them otherwise. Mm-hmm. With him off the board, I think they just pivot and they go with Gray Zabel. So the Gray Zabel did go in the first round in this mock, Greg.
It counts 1 and 2 to Friedel right now. Bases loaded still.
So for the Rams, I could see a right tackle, a corner, a quarterback. I don't think they take one this early, but I can see them getting somebody for long term. Linebacker, there's not really anybody there. Safety, I don't think there's anything. I mean, unless they went Watts here. Tight end, I don't see a tight end going anymore. That's kind of tough for them.
Yeah, the Rams, we're not used to seeing the Rams pick in the first round, so this is new to them.
I think corner is still a pretty big need, and that's on my list and this one. So let's see what's at corner. So Savon, Ravel.
2 and 2.
Probably my next highest guy is Ravel on my board.
Yeah.
I know Maxwell Hairston, Azariah Thomas, some guys like that are all still available. Trey Amos, Benjamin Morrison, but the injury's a concern.
Oh, shut up. That was ball 3.
I'm going Savon, Ravel. Cornerback to the Rams.
Middle of the 6th. No. Go ahead. All right, so we're on to the Ravens. Well, you know they never mess this up, Dale. So who's that player that fell down in their lap this time?
Well, it depends on the character, but to me, I mean, he's like a French top 10 talent, and that's Mike Green.
Man. Who's next?
And I have as edge one of their big needs. So, and a guard. I mean, with Zabel off the board, maybe they go Donovan Jackson, but I feel like they've moved some guys into guard, and they would roll with what they have at guard. I think Emanwari would be or Starks if they were here, but they're both off the board. They could maybe go receiver. Yeah, I'm going to give them Mike Green.
All right. I can see that happening.
That's just something. And then he'll probably be a guy who gets 10 to 15 sacks every year and have no off-the-field stuff.
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me. Who knows?
That's how it works out. The Ravens always get a guy that I like, at least talent-wise.
Tyler Linderbaum, man.
Now, the Lions probably would have taken Green too, but since he's gone.
I agree with what Ya's saying right here. Well, I don't know if he means for Lions. As a what's his name? He'd be a good guy to pair up with Hutchinson.
I agree completely. That's who I was thinking here for this next pick. Yeah, and I could see Luther Burden to the Ravens or Egbuka, Dustin. So I definitely think one of those could end up a Raven.
Yeah.
We took Mike Green since he fell, but I definitely think Ezeraku here.
But the Ravens don't have a good history of drafting receivers, though. Really, yeah.
No.
Hollywood worked out for a little bit, but after that,
I'm going to give the Lions Ezeriku. I think he's well worth pick 28. And I think they really need an edge to pair opposite of what's his name again, Greg?
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson. I almost called him Hendrickson. I'm like, no, that's
close.
Next up is Washington. So we got to make a good pick here for Chop. His second favorite team.
No, could it be Grant? Grant might be a perfect fit right here for them, right? With Newton and Grant.
I mean, I feel like they've got some other D tackles though. I know they did get rid of Jonathan Allen, but I still feel
they're good at receiver, and
I think they could take a receiver, right? I mean, who'd they bring in? Was it Debo?
Well, no. They traded for Debo. They have what's his name from Ohio State. You think they could take a receiver?
I still definitely.
You know what they did? Unlike the Bengals, they loaded up in free agency where you can pick the best player available here.
Yeah, and they could use another corner. But I don't think it's great for the corners on there.
What about the running back? Josh says running back.
The top two are off the board. Would they take a Travion Henderson? I mean, did they bring back the one guy? They already have Brian Robinson. Mm-hmm. But who's the other guy they had last year? I think he's still on there. That he was their pass catcher, the guy from the Chargers. Eckler. Austin Eckler.
I think they do have that. Oh, don't remind me, Eckler. Gosh, he dominated us during that game. Yeah, no, that wouldn't be bad. Dustin's asking what DB is available. They need DB help. Watts could be a possibility. Could Watts sneak in?
I mean, I think they need corner more, so like Trey Amos. But I mean, I guess they could still go safety with a Watts. This could be sneaky spot for him to come off the board.
Man, Derek Harmondale. I can't see Harmondale.
Well, they had Jerzon that they just got last year that they didn't get on the field. So I don't see that. They need an edge. James Pierce is here. I know whatever about the work ethic, the this, the that, but he's still 23rd on this board, and people still average draft position as 24th overall, and we're at pick 29. I think that they might be willing to take the swing because, like you said, they brought in so many other pieces. They have a good team and a good nucleus and good leadership with Dan Quinn as the head coach.
Dustin, I think Watts could fall in. I'm not convinced Watts going to be there at 49 for us. I don't see that happening.
No, but I don't know if he goes this high. Some people think he's going in third round. It's crazy. Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm saying, I mean, he could. Yeah. I'm not. But I'm going to give him Pierce. I'm going to go edge here because I do think they need edge. We thought this was a team that could trade for Trey. I still think they could use some help there, especially getting a young guy and bring him along a little slowly and make sure he's got his head on straight. And I think Dan Quinn would be a good spot for him to learn from.
Well, next, the Bills. Hey, Glenn, if you're around, we need your help here, buddy.
They invested in D-line, but then they also had 2 D linemen get suspended for PEDs. So
would Harmon make sense here or Grant?
I do. I think both of them make sense. And it's kind of crazy that both are still on the board, honestly, because I think they're very talented guys. So,
but you know,
or Nolan. I mean, they could go with any of the 3 of those defensive tackles.
But Dale, you know what would have been taken off the board immediately? Midwest Best Barbecue and the Chop Shop. Proud sponsors of the show. Those would have been off the board before the first pick would even happen. How is that possible? I don't know, but it would happen.
You know, and they have Ed Oliver. So I don't know if they go with a Nolan or Harmon. I could see them wanting Ed Oliver and Kenneth Grant up front.
Dale, how heartbroken? I think we talked about this. How heartbroken were you? I thought Oliver was going to fall to us, but I knew the Bills weren't going to pass up on him. God, I wanted Oliver so badly.
I'm going to go Kenneth Grant here. And
all right.
I know that receiver makes a lot of sense. I see Dustin's comment before I flip back. It does, and I still have that as a need, but I seen something today that they might not be thinking about going wide receiver, maybe at all. Because they brought in Josh Palmer, and it's just like they paid him quite a bit of money. They brought in Curtis Samuel last year. They have Keon Coleman going into his second season that they used the high second-round draft pick on. They have the other guy they gave the contract extension to. So I think What was that?
Runners on second and third with 2 outs, man. We had a guy on first with 2 outs, and they hit a double. But come on, let's hold it, man. Do not let 2 runs here score at 2 outs. Go ahead.
But I'm going Kenneth Grant to the
All right.
Buffalo Bills. I mean, I think that'd be a good pick for them. They just need good defensive players. I think he could end up being a really good one.
Well, this next player, Dale, we're going to have to hate because he's going to the Chiefs. So who is it?
Yeah, I think it's another D tackle. And I know that they have Chris Jones, but he's not getting any younger. And you rotate these guys. Plus, they lost the other guy who got him like 6-7 sacks, right?
I could see this being Harmon in a heartbeat.
Me too. I think that's I mean, it could be Nolan, it could be Harmon, but I could see them going Harmon because a lot of people say Harmon, if he reaches his ceiling, Harmon's ceiling is maybe Chris Jones.
But it could be offensive line. They need line help, buddy. They can never get it. They have a bad luck at tackle right now.
They did sign the guy from the 49ers at left tackle, so that's the only reason.
Yeah.
I know. They've just got a bunch of guys. They don't really have, like, good players, but they've got a bunch of guys, a bunch of bodies.
Could they take Watts?
Maybe. I've got D tackle, wide receiver, linebacker, safety, guard.
Oh, wild pitch! No! We gave up a run.
So what's the score now? 6-2?
6-2. Come on!
All right.
Wild pitch!
I'm going Derek Harmon to the Chiefs. I mean, you get to pair that guy up with Chris Jones and somewhat learn from him while he's there as well. I think that would be a great pick for them. And a lot of Bengals fans, I'm sure, would not be happy about that. So that's probably what will happen. And the Eagles, last pick of this mock draft. Man, they could go a lot of directions. The needs up here says wide receiver, guard, edge, corner. I've got safety, D tackle, corner, edge. So corner, edge. I mean, they did lose an edge. They did lose the D tackle. So they love to replenish their defensive line. They love to constantly throw bodies at the position.
Still there. That is like a gift to that. Oh, man.
It is. That Milton Williams, leaves in free agency, signs with the Patriots for big money. And then Walter Nolan, who, in my opinion, is the second best defensive tackle in this draft. But there's, whatever. Character stuff. He transferred a lot of schools.
That would just be a gift to the Eagles right there.
Yeah,
if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm not expecting that.
Yeah, I'm putting it on the board. So Walter Nolan goes to the Philadelphia Eagles, replaces the snaps of Milton Williams.
6-3 now on 2 outs. 6-3 on 6 at bottom of the 6. On 2 outs.
So there you go. It's pure chaos from Greg. 6-3. The Reds are trying to blow this. Trying not to get the sweep for Greg. He's very upset right now. About to see Greg flip out, which is good time that we were able to finish this draft. And they grading it. I don't really care about grades or this and that, but we'll recap the picks.
Yeah.
So we had Cam Ward going number 1 overall to Tennessee. Travis Hunter, number 2 to the Browns.
Right. We got out of the inning. We're still 6-3, but going to the 7th.
All right, Shedeur Sanders. A lot of people don't think he's going to go to the Giants, but I don't think Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston are going to stop them from taking a quarterback, especially Daboll. He needs somebody to develop and be his guy and show signs of life for him to keep his job, him and the GM both. So I think if they have anything to do with it, they're going to be pushing like crazy to get a quarterback, and Shedeur is going to be the best one after Cam Ward to try to get that early. Abdul Carter falls to the Patriots, so Vrabel snags him up. Mason Graham to the Jaguars, so he goes with a pretty good defensive line there and just adds to it. Ashton Genty, running back, to the Raiders with pick 6. Will Campbell to the Jets, trying to solidify that line for whoever ends up being their long-term future at quarterback. That's still a little unknown. Shamar Stewart to the Panthers. Could see them going a lot of directions with the edge rushers. Could be a Jalen Walker, but we went with Stewart in this scenario. Ted McMillan to the Saints at pick 9. I just think there's a lot of questions in their receiver room. They don't really have a number 1, and he could be a number 1, so it makes sense to snag him at pick 9. Mimbu, probably going to be left tackle of the future for the Bears, even if it's not this year, but he can come in and give you probably 4 position versatility from day one. I know he played right tackle at Missouri, but he's got the athleticism to kick and be a left tackle, I think, pretty easily in the NFL. Jalen Walker to the 49ers. So linebacker / edge. He's going to rush the passer a lot in San Francisco. I think they'll use him well. Kelvin Banks gives the Cowboys a guy that could maybe play guard early, but if their tackles are struggling, you kick him out, and I think his future's still at tackle in the NFL. Greg was most upset with this pick at pick 13. Malachi Starks to the Dolphins. They could use a safety. They lost their starting safety in free agency, so they replaced him in the draft.
So, a friend of mine,
Javon
a
Holland.
friend of mine was texting us about Starks. He had a bad pro day, but when we saw the 40, because it was his 40, but you were even saying to me his 40 is not going to be great, but 40 even happened, right? I mean, he's still going to be rated, and a lot of top safeties, that's normal for a lot of safeties, right?
I mean, he ran a 4.5 flat or something. There's a lot of safeties like that, and his RAS score is a 5 something. It's not ideal, but so is Xavier McKinney. So was Brian Branch. So was
Jesse Bates.
No, Bates was a 7, but still, it's still below the 8+ range you want to be. But safety is one of those positions that instincts matter a little more. Right. So I don't have a huge issue with the testing because we've seen a lot of guys play just fine there.
By the way, they're still at the bottom of the 6th. It was just a pitching change.
So not out of the inning yet for the Reds.
No.
Tyler Warren at 14 to the Colts. So finally a tight end that we thought they would take for 2 or 3 years. They finally take one. Michael Williams to Atlanta. Could have been Mike Green just as easily. We wanted Michael off the board because we're selfish. Will Johnson to the Cardinals at pick 16. Give him another corner. At pick 17, the Cincinnati Bengals selected Jihad Campbell. I love that pick. I think that's a great pick. We got a linebacker. We got a linebacker to start.
Oh, no. God damn it. Over Fraley's head. Hey, another run scores. Let's just blow the sweep. Let's just blow this. Oh, he's safe at third. Let's just blow the sweep. Let's just blow it. Screw it. Who cares about winning, right, Dale? Who cares? Sorry.
Well, the Bengals have won this mock draft because we got Jihad Campbell. I think a day one starter, assuming the shoulder is healthy enough for him to be out there, and a long-term starter. Sideline to sideline range. He can rush the passer, too. Was actually an edge at Alabama, just behind some really talented guys, so they moved into linebacker. And he had no problem moving to linebacker and being a great player at linebacker. So I think he would be a phenomenal pick if he lasts to 17.
Even though Dale, I mean, and you know how Golden, he loves linebackers. This guy could be the quarterback of our defense easily, right?
Yeah, I think he would be the leader of that defense for the next 10 years, hopefully, would be the spot why you would take him. Tyler Booker at 18 to the Seahawks. Give them a guard. They could badly use one. Could see that being Gray Zabel also, or Donovan Jackson. Jadal Barron. Some people think he's a lot better in pick 19, but he's still on the board at 19. I think Buccaneers would go that route. Broncos take Amarian Hampton. They're not going to let him slide past 20 if he gets there, if Genty's off the board. Jackson Dart to the Steelers. Give the Steelers a quarterback. Right now, they have Mason Rudolph at quarterback. Now, we expect Aaron Rodgers will eventually end up there, but still, they got to get a young guy at some point. So, at some point, you got to take one, and we gave him Jackson Dart. Colston Loveland to the Chargers, back with Harbaugh. Josh Simmons to the Packers to be left tackle of the future. Nick Emanwari, you can move him around, play him a lot of spots, but he's going to be a safety that takes over for Harrison Smith, who's in like year 14 or something like that. So he'll take over for him at some point. Gray Zabel is probably going to play guard. I can't see him sticking at tackle with the Texans, but the Texans just need football players on the offensive line, guys that can block somebody. They're in dire need of it. Savon Ravel to the Rams at corner. Mike Green falls. The allegations.
Yeah.
There was enough smoke that he falls to 27, but he goes to the Baltimore Ravens, and we'll see how it works out for him. Donovan Ezeriku to the Lions. They could badly use pass rush. I think he's a good one. And the mini run on edge continues. Washington takes James Pierce Jr. in this mock. Kenneth Grant slides to 30. I think he's just so good. The D-tackle run starts with the Bills at pick 30. Then Derek Harmon gets to learn from Chris Jones. Maybe the next Chris Jones goes 31 to the Chiefs. And at pick 32, Walter Nolan to the Philadelphia Eagles. That was our mock draft.
Yeah, that was our mock draft and all that. And you know what? I'm liking the Bengals mock draft more than I'm liking this game right now.
Greg is not happy. What's the score, Greg? What's
We're
the
up
situation?
6-4, bottom of the 6, 2 outs. Run right third for the Giants. 0-2 pitch. Rogers is pitching for us. Did he go? Of course he didn't go. The Giants are on the payroll. That's right. My bad. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's frustrating. We're up 6-1. I'm like, oh, this will be a fun show. I'm having a fun time here until now. And here. No! Are you kidding me? Great. 6-5. He hits the ball in the outfield. A wimpy hit. And now, I mean, it's just unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
6-5. It was 6-1, Greg.
It was 6-1 with
6-1. They
It's
can't.
a wimpy hit. A wimpy ass hit. God, I hate that.
And there's 2 outs, right? So we just need
Yes!
1 out. It's the
Yes!
bottom of the 6th.
This is typical Reds. With
What
two
are we
easy
doing,
outs.
Greg? It was 5-0.
sorry.
Then it was 6-1. Now it's 6-5.
Yes.
Come on, Greg.
This is bullcrap. Oh, yeah. Let's have a pitching talk. Yeah. Now we can have a talk. Let's have a talk now. Yeah. Wait. Maybe you should have done that when you were up 6-1. But no. Let's just do it right now. Have a pitching talk. Oh, yeah. Rogers is really now going to be calmed down now. Here's an idea. Get the freaking out. But no, that's too complicated. I'm sorry. What the hell?
Dustin asked if we have any surprises of the first round.
Any surprises of the first round?
I think Milrose, since he's going, I think maybe somebody
Yeah,
told
right.
Milrose they're taking him. Maybe the
How many
Steelers.
QBs? We know at least 2 QBs will go before 17 in Sanders, and Ward's a lock, so is Sanders pretty much. Dale, I could see 3, maybe 4 QBs go in the first before 17.
I don't know before 17, but that would be, I mean, I think that would be a surprise, right? 4 go in the first round. That's a bold prediction for Bengals and Bruce. 4 quarterbacks go.
Dale, I think 3 can go before 17. You don't think so?
3, possibly. Yeah. I mean, somebody.
Darth, we took Campbell. Jihad Campbell, we took Darth. Darth's not liking it, I guess.
No, he just Gentry Warren. They were both off the board, Darth. Sorry.
They were off the board, Darth.
You know I had to have them off the board.
Oh, me too.
Now we're just watching Greg meltdown.
Having a freaking meltdown here. Okay, let's get the batter out. It's no 2 count here. Let's see if we can find a way.
You guys always see positive Greg on the show. This is Greg when he's actually watching a game, and you're getting the full experience.
Yes. And let's see here. 0-2 pitch. No, he fouls it off.
Man,
That would make too much sense.
Very high pitched.
Are you watching this too?
No.
Oh, you're just paying attention to me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just
Come
listening
on, guys.
to you.
Let's just get out of this inning for Pete's sakes. 1-2 freaking outs.
Greg's reacting to the game, and I'm just sitting here reacting to Greg's reaction of the game. Boom.
1-2. Here's what he's going to do. He's going to throw him some wimpy pitches. He's going to get him. He's going to walk him. I can see this happening now.
Who's pitching?
Rogers still.
Oh, man, you know where he came from? San Fran. His brother's still on San Fran.
Oh, that's it. That's the one with the twin brother?
He's an inside agent.
That's the one with the twin brother? God dang
He's
it.
a double agent, Greg.
No kidding. Just like how James Harrison was that year for the Bengals. Oh, man.
It's true. You don't even
Come on,
have
Rogers.
to watch when you just got BSG doing play-by-play.
All right, ground up. Come on, Ellie. Get the ball first. Oh, no. You're killing me. He threw a freaking error. He's off the bat. Are you kidding me, Ellie? That's a simple
no.
throw.
Oh,
Get
no.
the ball to first.
Oh, no.
Seriously, he threw an error. Ellie. Oh, why isn't Ellie? It's just a simple throw.
Man, the way it started, it was like, oh, simple ground ball. We're finally out of the inning.
Yeah, and he did the CS is off the peg. What the fuck?
That's that whole meme. That escalated quickly.
I didn't know. Oh, so here we go, Dale. We're taking Rogers out. That's no problem. Let's blame Rogers for the bad fielding. Ellie, I love you, but come on, man.
So how many guys are on base, Greg?
First and second with 2 outs. We're up 6-5. Hey, but let's take someone else in our bullpen. Let's take Ian. I bet if it's Ian Chabot, I'm going to lose it. If it's Ian Chabot.
Dar says the Reds are actually feeding off of your meltdown. They need some positive Greg.
All right, I'll be positive. Let's be positive, Greg. Here, let's be positive, Greg. I'm going to cuddle up in my couch to calm myself down here. Let's be positive, Greg. Here, what? It's time for me something to be positive. Tell you how ironic is this? You're telling me to be positive, right?
No, Darth was. I find it more entertaining when you're having the meltdown.
No, just so you guys know, I really don't act like this during games. I'm just doing it to amuse you all. For those of you that can't watch the game, I'm the play-by-play announcer here. I'm trying to be the new Harry Carey or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, he can't get the peanut butter right now, Sindustrious, because then he'd have to wash it off after.
No, dude.
Plus, he's on the couch, you know.
Dale, I actually just got up and had some peanut butter. I actually took a spoonful of it. That's the same peanut butter I did last week. But let me tell you something. You know,
I just had some. Like, where did you place the spoon at? In your mouth or your asshole?
Both.
Oh, interesting.
But anyway, yeah, man, no, dude, it takes forever to wash off in the shower, man. And it's you know what? The smell still doesn't come out.
Well, you do that. So what do you like more? Instead of peanut butter, you like putting on the Midwest Best barbecue sauce on your body?
Yeah, that's easier to get off. That's more easier. But I love the smell. I love how my shower just smells of barbecue sauce. Okay, so it's not Jabot. It's some long-haired dude, number 58. It looks like it's somebody. I don't know.
I think Yash said it's Scott Barlow.
It's Barlow. It's Barlow.
Yeah.
Okay, Yash is watching. It's Barlow.
I don't even know who that is, but
me neither. I thought it was it's in the strike zone, but it's a ball, of course. But hey, we have the technology, Dale. But no, let's just use the umps that we're using from the 1800s. Oh, I got to be positive, Greg here. Sorry.
No, this is more fun. Dustin asked if I seen the article on Nolan. Most NFL front offices agree he has the most upside in the draft. I'm assuming at
Dale, have you seen this, Dale? TJ Watt has an interesting Instagram story. Fans wondering as he enters his final year, there's a picture of him on Instagram with the peace sign in a picture.
So you can't do a peace sign in a picture anymore without people thinking.
You know how fans take that. I mean, I want him out of Pittsburgh, but that can mean anything.
Yeah, he should just retire right now.
All right, 1-2 now. Okay, 2-strike pitch. I'm going to get my hopes up, and knowing my luck, something's going to happen here. Okay, come on. No, I got to be positive. 1-2. Let's get out of this inning. Here we go. Come on, Barlow. Barlow, my Harlow.
I won't spoil it for him.
Oh, man, he barely got him out at first.
There you go.
We finally got out of the inning, Dale.
Yeah, so now it's what? Going to the top of the 7th?
Yeah, top of the 7th, man. But hey, Dale, we have the best relief pitching in the league, right?
Well, we were giving up like no runs, remember? And we needed it. It's like,
okay.
we need to get some runs because, we're winning 1-0. We're losing 1-0.
You know, it's ironic you say, yeah, it's weird because usually we're scoring the runs, but we're not. Our pitching, I think we lead the league in ERA, right?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, we do.
We did. I don't know about now.
Yeah, correct. You want to call me fake? You call me whatever the hell you want, man. I don't care what you think about me. I'm a Reds fan. I'm just very passionate.
Look at Greg. He's got that elite jersey on, though. Those are still my favorite.
Dude, I know, dude. Yeah, I never cared for the City Connect logo, but I love the Cincy hat logo that matches up well with this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Craig. Yeah, Dustin. Yeah, am I allowed to be concerned about Ellie? Yeah, no. Yeah, Field, and he is not really hitting that well. No, I get what you're saying. Dustin, look, Ellie's got a lot of talent. But yeah, I think a lot. I love Ellie, but a lot of fans, Dale, I think we can agree. Ellie, definitely. Well, any ball player has. It's fair to be concerned about Ellie, right?
Well, it's fielding. I mean, he's had a lot of errors this year, I believe, hasn't he?
Right.
Had some this game. I've heard you yelling about him.
Yeah, just Ellie, man. He's got the talent. It's just I think he's still going to get it together. Like he was hitting the hell of the ball at spring training, but it just seems like, well, what happened here, Dale? I mean, he was hitting 445 in spring training. It's just like, come on.
Yeah, I got an LA City Connect too. I mean, I don't buy a lot of Reds jerseys or anything, but had to get one of them City Connects. They're sweet. I hope not, Cola King. I hope Greg's not wearing pants.
Okay, correct. I'm just fucking with you, bud. We're cool.
Virtual hug. Virtual
I
hug.
love you, Crypt. The NFL should do City Connect. Dude, Dustin, you're right, man. I'd love to see the Bengals do like a City Connect jersey. That'd be sweet.
Did you see the wasn't it the Giants? There was one on the internet and it was like, man, it was
Yeah.
it was something. I don't remember if it was the Giants, but I seen one the other day and it was not pretty.
Yeah, no, Josh says I never get names unless my own jersey. You know, Josh, I do get some names, but a lot of times, like this jersey, it says Big Savage on the back for the Reds. Because the Reds, it just seems like I get a great player for the Reds, and when I get the jersey, that player's gone within a year or two. So I just said the hell with it. Get my own name on the back.
Uh-oh. I blame Bengals and bourbon, Matt. Could this be
Yeah,
our
that's
first
who
win
I
streak
blame.
of the year? And you said don't jinx it. Well, I think you did.
Yep.
Oh, man. Well, Greg, probably going to head in
All right.
and rob the people of 3 more innings of you yelling at the TV. But I
Yeah,
mean,
but you know what? Maybe we end this, man. Maybe the luck will change. We don't know. Ed, love you too. Me too, buddy. Well, I love you, Chris. But yeah, no. But Dale, hey, you know what, man? Hey, I have faith in this team. I love the fact that I have a team to root for, Dale. That's all I give a shit about.
True. I mean, it's good to have that. And they won a couple games. I mean, they're still
Right.
winning this game, right? Be nice.
Right, exactly.
They need
We're still
an
winning the
insurance
game.
runner too. Get an insurance runner.
Exactly. Just you always need insurance, buddy. You need insurance, and it's, you know, like I say, this is just a weird game because usually, man, if we just score 1 run, that's guaranteed a win for us. But now it's like, God damn it, we're up 6-1, and usually this is the game's pretty much done with. But man, it's just every game's different, man. Baseball. People need to. If you're a baseball fan, you have to accept losses. Yeah, I don't care how good you are. It's part of the game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe we should do this more often, and then it gets down to the last 2 or 3 innings, and you got to go to Greg's OnlyFans. That's where he's completely naked, and
yes, it is.
He's still where he's at now, but he's just completely naked, and he's
Eat
yelling.
Midwest, man, dipping wings all over myself. Yep.
That's some good OnlyFans content, Greg. You can make some good money.
Absolutely.
On that. I have faith in it.
Love you too, correct.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys tuning in on a pop-up show. We will have probably a couple more shows this week. So Friday we'll have our normal show at 3:30.
Oh.
And the plan for now is to have a show Saturday. Parker Blake may or may not. He's working like 2 jobs right now. This man's very busy, but my buddy Newt, that's a Packers fan, Newt Weston, will be on. Parker's supposed to pop in. We'll just see in between his 2 jobs. So the plan is to have that show Saturday now at 6 p.m. Originally, we were like 3, then we're like 7, then it's like 6. So we're going to go with 6. We're going to keep it at 6. We're going to do a 2-round mock draft, and I'll have a Packers fan who gives their opinion and outside Bengals perspective for all these picks as well, and then potentially Parker.
Hey, you know, speaking of Parker, I thought about him this morning. I went to McDonald's, got the steak, egg, and cheese sandwich, and Parker said that's his favorite. Here's the problem, though. They don't sell them in Utah. And so Parker, man, if you're watching that, I thought about you today, man, with the steak. I couldn't tweet it because I felt like I was like, you know, it's like be like, what the heck, Greg?
Yeah, you don't kick a man when he's down. He already don't have access to that. And then if you
exactly, have you ever had the steak, egg, and
picture,
you ever had the steak, egg, and cheese bagel?
I can't say that I have.
What?
Is it good? I mean, I've had the sausage.
Yeah. Is it good? That's like asking if Midwest is good. Dale, you go try the steak, egg, and cheese bagel. If you don't like it, I will Venmo you the cash.
I'll have to try it sometime when I'm
All right.
around the McDonald's.
All right.
I have to remember that.
And no, tweet it to Parker.
No, you just said how wrong that would be.
No, but
Yeah, I
it'd
agree.
be funny if no, for me, but it'd be funny if it was you, though. It's okay if you
Yeah, what do you have against the McGriddle? Do they have the steak with a McGriddle instead of a bagel?
No, the McGriddle's good too. I like the McGriddle. No, the steak you can only get on a bagel. You can't get it on a McGriddle. I tried their biscuits good. I usually get the burritos. I like their burritos, by the way. Yeah, burritos are
No,
good.
Dustin, they're going to wait till you move back. So Salt Lake City is rumored to maybe try for an NFL team. He said the article just broke. Come on out, Bengals. He wants them to come out where he lives. But then he would move back, and then they would get a team.
Yeah.
Bengals aren't going anywhere. I'm not
No.
worried about it.
No, we'll be fine. Hey, Dan, what if the Bengals move to Portsmouth?
Yeah, man. Portsmouth Spartans are back, baby.
I guess we don't. I guess I'd have to. Is there a hotel I could rent in Portsmouth to stay the night before? Or?
Oh man, we got some interesting hotels down here, Greg.
All right. No.
Find you a good one.
I'll drive out first thing in the morning. Hey, that's what I got to do. And of course, an easy out. And the Reds just go 1, 2, 3, pretty much.
Yeah.
well,
So now going to the bottom of the 7th.
Bottom of the 7th, Dale.
Oof. Uh-oh. Tune
I
in
gotta
to
hear
Greg's
Casey.
OnlyFans.
I'm an only fan.
Oh. All right. Well, appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you guys.
See y'all Friday. Who day?
See you.